Yo, what's going on, everybody? Wanted to make a really quick, really brief video, and it's not gonna be, so I'm just gonna scratch everything I just said. Basically, I just wanted to make a video updating the fact of the lack of videos. My most recent video, of me and Mr. Brian about to head off onto a hike. You know, I put in that I made a GoPro video of it and all this stuff. I did. Today when I got off work, I figured, what the hell, be a great day to go through and work on my updating my GoPro videos up to YouTube. I have made a very annoying discovery. I don't know if I need to update my GoPro or what, but the videos won't play on my computer in any way, shape, or form, which that's not the GoPro, that's my computer, it's just a piece of junk. So I don't really want to upload the GoPro videos because they come out really grainy and really pixely and they look horrible, and it does a huge injustice to the GoPro system itself. The other issue is, which I think I need to update the camera itself, the sound and video get off like horribly bad, or at least it did when I finally was able to watch the videos, but I had to watch them through my Xbox, so that could have had something to do with it, I don't know. But yeah, so I have probably close to 20 videos from my GoPro. Don't know when I'll ever be able to put them up. There's probably about 10 of them from that hike that I made that video of, but I don't know if they'll ever get seen or whatever. But I figured also, can I give a quick brief update? I don't know what this is about, so don't ask me. Some of you know, well, like literally 2 people that watch my channel know, I recently got a motorcycle. Shablam! There it is. Beautiful, huh? No. It is a 1979 Honda CB750. It is, come on, don't mind the white hanger, but it's bob, chopped frame. Let's just do this. I wasn't really planning on showing it, but what the heck. So it's bob, frames chopped, fenders chopped, fender chopped. Don't mind that. That's stupidity on my part, basically. And no, I didn't wreck it or lay it down. It has not been laid down by me. That is just, actually the bolt inside of there came out and broke that, so it's really not on me either. But anyways, rebuilt the jets, painted them green, put AirPods on it, jetted the carbs, put a larger jet on them. Yeah, so, yeah, the bike got a cool little guy on here. That's from Art Monster Tattoo Shop. Guy that owns a tattoo shop, actually is the guy I purchased the bike from. So, let me put this back on because it's supposed to rain, and I really don't want any more issues than I already have. Basically, the bike runs fantastically, and if you're suicidal, it runs perfect. But it actually maintains throttle at about 3,000 RPMs, so you cannot let off the clutch whatsoever if you're at a stop, or you will go through the back of the car in front of you. I'm okay with that, I suppose. Not really, because this is my first motorcycle. So, okay. Taking a brief step back into my apartment here. A lot of you don't know, or actually none of you know. My apartment's a mess now because, one, I got a house. I'm supposed to be moving into it. That hasn't happened yet. The house has not been vacated yet, which is really annoying. But the main reason my apartment's a mess is because my apartment flooded. Actually, the main water line that goes from my kitchen through the entire apartment to the bathroom broke underground. So it backed up, flooded my kitchen, flooded all the floors. So they literally had to cut through the concrete floor, cut a huge trench through my entire apartment, and so on and so forth. They gave me another apartment to live in for a short period of time, which was cool, but I had to pack everything up and shove it into one room so that they could work without getting crap all over my stuff, or my stuff getting damaged from water, yada yada yada, so on and so forth. Who cares? I still have my sunglasses on. I was gonna scratch my nose and I coughed. So, yes, things been really, really freaking crazy. Yeah. As some of you, why do I keep saying that? Recently I started doing more cosplay creation stuff. Some may have seen the little bow and arrow that I made. Feathers. Yeah, I made this for her for Comic-Con that we went to. And then there's my axe that I made. It's all wrapped in rabbit's fur and leathers. That's all it's on it. And then the blade is actually foam with metallic tape on it to make it appear rigid and metallic-ish. It kind of works. Not really. Sure. If you think so. But the coolest thing probably that I have recently been able to get further into, not get into because I've been into it for a very long time, is taking one step further into my Viking, I guess you could say, style of making things. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to start blacksmithing yet, which will happen soon. Once I buy that house, or get the house, not buy the house, get the house, I'll be able to put my blacksmithing forge up and get that started and get it going. But in the meantime, okay, I thought something looked weird. In the meantime, I've been working on like my leather work and stuff, and the axe was kind of part of that. That was kind of my first attempt of, you know, wrapping something in leather and hoping it came out looking okay. And same thing with, well, her bow actually doesn't really have much leather on it except for the grip. But this past weekend we went to the St. Louis Renaissance Festival out in Winsfield, and go pretty much every year. I absolutely love going. Granted, if you see me there, I look like I'm miserable, but that's just how I am. But I ran into a booth that was new. At least I hadn't seen it previous year, which sold drinking horns. And this isn't like the cheap, well, even those aren't cheap, but this is not like a horn that's almost like perfectly straight, and it has almost like this manufactured look to it. And it doesn't have lanyards on it or harness or anything. This is just a straight horn that has been sanded, polished, treated, and that's it. It's a horn. And a lot of places you can buy, they'll have like a sling basically on it where it hooks to the top of the horn and then into the bottom of the horn and it's wrapped around you. From my knowledge, I could be wrong, but from my knowledge, that's more typical of a gunpowder sling, or a gunpowder horn, not a drinking horn. Drinking horn was more traditionally worn like on your belt if you were wearing it, or it was on a stand and you just put it on the table. So, I acquired this horn. It's a beautiful horn, but I didn't buy a holster with it. I didn't really want to, because I also didn't really like the holsters that the guy had, and the guy actually doesn't really care for them either. But I informed him. I was like, I'll make my own holster, and I actually have to go back to Renaissance Fair now and show him, because he was intrigued by me even wanting to create my own holster. Basically, let me find a well-litted area. This is not it. So, there we go. Okay. So, basically, here's my drinking horn. Sorry, my wrist looks weird. It is a true horn. It is not lined, because there's an issue with lined horns. If you have the liner in there, and the liner and the horn itself slightly separates, you will have bacteria growing in between the lining and the horn. And yeah, that's bad, because the bacteria will just keep growing and it'll literally seep into the stuff you're drinking, and yeah, you'll get sick. But it's kind of hard to tell. The top of it, oh god, if I could find a bulb, there we go. The top of it is pretty transparent, or somewhat transparent. Like if I put the bulb straight through it, you can't see it because but if I put it, there we go. But it's got a very like marble-esque silvers and whites to it that fade into a black, and then it goes straight to the black all the way to the tip. Chair. But I sewed this like slip ring holster onto it. That I got the leathers at Hobby Lobby. I know it's not true leather, but I have to do this on a budget. And then same thing down here. It's just Hobby Lobby leather that I sewed real tight. And basically all this stuff will slide off. I just slide that down the horn, it'll come off, and same thing with this stuff. That's rabbit fur at the bottom. And once again, if I pull tight hard enough right there, all of it will slide off, and then the horn is completely undamaged and can be... I could take this horn actually in particular back to the guy and have him carve it if I really want, but I don't really want to because I really like the colors of it. It's an uncommon color from what I understand, or not an uncommon color, a unique pattern for a horn. So it was pretty... drew my attention. It holds 21 ounces of fluid, so there's your beer and a half roughly. I put the rabbit fur here because when I'm wearing it, it actually hangs right about here, and I wanted the rabbit fur to protect it from anything as it swings. I really did not want to damage the tip. And then I found this just leather braided belt that I had, and I made a belt loop, so I mean I can wear it on a leather I can't talk with crap. I can wear it like this on my shelf, or I can put it on my belt and wear it on my belt. But to give you a better idea of what I mean by how it wears, I'll show you. Come in here. And there we go. It's hard to see, I know, but basically, horrible lighting in this place. I got my belt here. Actually, it's twisted as crap. Okay. Should have prepped this, huh? You got your belt just like a typical sling. Goes through, hooks on, get away from it. It's not a chew toy. And then it just hangs in a perfect spot. And like I said, I put the rabbit fur on in a manner to protect, there we go, protect it from when I walk, because I will most likely have more belts, or larger belts, axes, stuff hanging from me in Viking garb. So I put that on the base because that's going to be the sloppiest part, if you will. I sewed it with wax coated sign So it's a pretty tough thread. I tried to break it, I couldn't really break it, but basically I sewed the leather strapping to itself, and then I sewed that to the loop, and then I just double up the loop, and I braided. I like sewed it and braided it at the same time, which was interesting. But the other nice thing is I can take it from right here and just do a little shimmy, straight drink, and then put it back down. Good to go. Rocking, right? So yeah, that's kind of my new craft. Like I said, I gotta go back to the Ren Fair and show the guy that I purchased it from the holster. He, like I said, he sells some, but he's not too fond of them because apparently the guy that he commissions out to make them makes them with rivets right at the point where it touches the bone right there, and there's rivets there, and they'll scratch your horn, and that doesn't really make sense, but that's how the guy makes them. So I'm not judging. That's probably the quickest and easiest manner for him to do it. You know, it's simple. The only thing bad about my holster is it's not adjustable. So if you bought a different horn, that won't fit it. That is for that horn only. Which I guess if I was like to make them for him to sell or something, I'd have to figure out a way to make them adjustable. But that's just not as much fun. So yes. As you can see here, whoa, as I knock everything off, that is, let me go here, decent representation of how it hangs off of you. You know, it's wraps around really, really well, really comfortable to wear. I have put liquid in it, and I have walked around with the liquid. As long as I don't fill it up too much, it's not a problem, and generally if it's full of liquid, I'm already drinking out of it. So that is that. But yes, like I was saying, the GoPro videos, I really want to put them up, but two things stopping me. One, the computer, and its lack of ability to properly not develop, but display or convert. There we go. Convert the files from the 1080p to whatever. It just is horrible. And I gotta update the GoPro. I'm assuming I have to update the GoPro. So anything else? Nothing else. I'm gonna try and start doing more videos, whether it be with my phone, which seems to be the most reliable way for me to do videos and the easiest. I would really like to be able to do like legit videos with a good camera, such as the GoPro, but I just need technology that's up to date with the GoPro, I guess, really. This computer's like 2006 or something like that, so it's pretty out of date, and since it's an all-in-one unit, I can't update it. And I was in the process of building my own, but I got more intrigued with wanting to get a motorcycle because it was more beneficial in the long run, so I went that route. But I will build a computer that's going to be pretty much just for recording, video editing, and media like that. So maybe it will start. I'll start being able to put videos up frequently. Yeah, that's about it. I really don't like taking videos in my apartment. I'm realizing that right now. Unless it's in my music room, and right now my music room looks like a freaking tornado went through it. Because it's awkward to take videos in your house. I don't know why people do it all the time. So, yeah, that's it. The end. Yeah. Peace.